What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie Dow today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. I did just make a video on Kita, and in the beginning of the video, I was saying that I would talk about Cookie Dow too. I totally forgot. It was like a 10-minute video. I got excited, felt like a good point to end, and I forgot to get Cookie Dow. So let's talk about it. We're here. Cookie is moving up like the rest of crypto over the past couple weeks. You know, we're up like 40% from the lows. That's awesome. It's great. But we have so much more work to do. You know, relative to the majority of cryptos that we reference and talk about on this channel, Cookie is one of the few that's kind of like left behind. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but as an investor, if I was to invest in anything right now, Cookie Dow is definitely on the radar because it's, and I would say Swiftcoin is as well as ZBEC. They just haven't taken off, and those are coins that we talk about somewhat regularly. Toshi, you know, but Toshi had a nice move yesterday. What's Toshi doing today? I'm actually kind of curious. It's barely down, yeah. I mean, did it close the day or was it a wick? No, it did good. It did good. Anyways, Cookie Dow. Let's get into the short-term stuff and we'll zoom out from there, okay? I just wanted, the main point of that beginning was to say that I think there's tremendous opportunity here. We've always thought that with Cookie Dow, but I really do think there's tremendous opportunity here. We have a nice ABC correction. It's an ABC correction. Typically, the C leg, the C wave, is just as long as the A wave. And if you look at that, I mean, that low, it's pretty close, man. This was why we assumed we'd go a little bit lower. Go down to that, maybe even a little lower, find support at these resistance, but whatever, it's fine. I say we assumed we'd go lower. I didn't assume it from back here or back here. I assumed down here that we would still go lower, but we've turned around over the past few weeks, and that's nice. Still an overall ABC corrective wave. The result of a massive, absolutely massive pump here. Volume has died off entirely, and it likely will continue to come back. We see last week we actually had the largest spike in volume that we've seen since November, and it was on the pump. I think we'll see volume come back, and we should see a nice V-shaped recovery that takes us either to the top of this kind of plateau here or just perhaps all the way back to this high here. V-shaped recoveries typically go back to where they started and just above there. Okay. The question often is, though, where did it start? This was a failed V. See, it was a failed V. Or was it? Did it start here and then you succeeded? You know, it's a tomato. Maybe it was a successful V. I don't know. But the thought here, if I'm looking at it, you know, we could stop right there above 10 cents, maybe right here at this kind of plateau at like 15 cents, maybe there, or maybe all the way up there. We've definitely got a long road of recovery ahead, and I do believe that we will see new all-time highs inevitably this year. I don't think that we'll see new all-time highs in Q1, but maybe Q2, if not Q3 or later, could be what it is. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, here's the 1 hour time frame. Volume's coming in. It's looking good. This is a really good-looking chart, you guys. Overall, I really do like what I'm seeing here. Yes, there's some bearish divergence. You see the lower highs here with the higher highs in the price. But what most people don't see, because they look for these bearish divergences, what they don't see is the fact that you also have lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. Your bearish divergence formed here at this high. Well, guess what? You've already made the move down multiple times to take out that divergence. Now you have hidden bullish divergence. You've cooled off while building. That's really good. That's good structure. That is awesome. It's the 1 hour time frame. It's not that crazy. It's not great. It's not the best thing, but it's still good for the 1 hour time frame. We had higher lows here in the price. We had lower lows here. What did we do? We moved up. You know, we had lower lows here in the price. We had lower lows in the indicator, higher lows overall. We moved up. Stochastics are pointed down a little bit, but you have found support here. If we were to move down, that's fine. We can move lower from here. We can absolutely move back down to, you know, maybe like 4.7 cents. We're at 4.9 cents right now. That's fine. But the point being that we have cooled off our indicators, and we're probably from here not going to do this, but do this. Even if we go down a little bit, we're still going to do this. You know, we're going to go up. MACD looks great too. 4 hour time frame. Looking at this now, do have a little bit of bearish. I wouldn't call this bearish divergence. I know this high is higher, that high is lower, that high is lower there, but really you have this high is not lower than this high. It's higher than this high. It's higher than this high. There's no bearish divergence. I think you had your bearish divergence here, and now this is too far separated to be consistent with that. You had your move down, now you're moving up. You look good, man. Really, your RSI, your stochastics, the MACD, everything about it looks good. You're a little bit tied up here. I want to look at some fibs and see if there's a reason for that. Let me just see. Man, there's really nowhere I can draw a fib from. Like, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here from our most relative high to low here, right at the golden ratio. So maybe that's what it is. I don't normally draw fibs like this, but when we're trending so much, I mean, it makes sense to kind of take your most relative high. I could take this high from back here as well. It doesn't make as much sense. I feel like the golden ratio makes sense there. A little bit of turbulence, and then we'll probably come back up. my expectation overall, and now that we are looking at this on a little bit more of a broad scale, would be we see a proper retracement of this high to low here. Being that we're at 4.9 cents now, I would think the next target is 6.4 cents, which from the current target, or current price, that's about like 40%, right? Or 30. It's a 30% move. You very rarely stop at the 236 and then go lower. Oftentimes, the 236 you might consolidate at, you might find a higher low, whatever, but oftentimes you'll break through it and go to your 382. So from here, it's a safe bet to make that we go to the 236, which is about 30% away, but really the 382, which is about 90 to 100% away, is also a pretty safe bet, I would say. We might find turbulence there. That's fine. Let's go ahead and find turbulence there, and then we will continue to move up. I'm curious. Low to high. That 382 area is right above our golden ratio too. Yes, yes. That's probably exactly what we'll do. We will probably literally consolidate right in this area and then continue to push higher. I would expect and do fully expect the Cookie Dow will see new all-time highs. And whenever it does see new all-time highs, if we take this high here, the all-time high, to the low that we've just established here, the expectation first and foremost would be $1.96, then $5.75, something in this range, the 1618 to the 1272. And ultimately, by the end of the cycle, it's very possible that we could see anything, I would say, in this range here. The secondary zone does incorporate the 2618. I just don't think we get that high. I think it's too high of a market cap. I do think that we could see prices as high as like $50. It's very common to go just above the 2272, so on the maximum end of things, that'd be it. But understand now, whereas this is kind of an expectation at one point, back here, this was an expectation. Now this is kind of the maximum. It might be completely appropriate to shift the expectation down from the maximum to one of these areas here, 575 to 1887, whatever that might be. Looking at the current price, I mean, 1887 is still a 100x from here. Going up to $20, not even, that's about a 300 to 400x from here. So absolutely stupendous growth potential here. And I would expect that a lot of this happens, between here to this high at 36 cents. A lot of this growth happens probably between now and the end of February. I would bet that we do see a solid like 5 to 7x move come into play here over the next month and a half or two. That's my assumption. But I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. I hope you guys are having a good time in the market today. Bitcoin's back above 94K. That's nice. Onyx coins pumping. Various coins that we talk about regularly are pumping. So that's nice to see for once. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.